Aldi has white bread. Aldi has white bread. Hello and welcome back to Putnut's Kitchen. It's good to be back. Now, what we're going to talk about today is low carb and keto bread from Aldi. And I've done a video on Aldi bread before. I'll put a card for it right up there. But that was this Aldi bread, the whole wheat. And also they have a multi-grain, or at least they used to have a multi-grain. They don't carry it anymore for some reason. Haven't for a while. Please bring it back. It was better than this. But what we're going to talk about today is this one. Because this seems like a new thing. I only found it about a month or so ago. It's Aldi white bread. Yeah, you heard me right. White bread. Now, let's read off what it says here on the back. The ingredients, first of all, it says water, modified wheat starch, wheat protein isolate, which you all know I use in a lot of recipes, inulin, yeast, oat fiber, soybean oil, vinegar, salt, monoglycerides, wheat gluten, preservatives, sorbic acid, and calcium propionate. So there you go. There's the ingredients. And as far as the nutritional facts, of course, one slice, 28 grams, 35 calories, 10 grams total carbohydrates, 10 grams dietary fiber. Now, we know there has to be at least a small amount of carbohydrates in this because wheat gluten has 1 carb per tablespoon. Now, there's probably not a tablespoon in a slice. There's probably not half a tablespoon in a slice, but there has to be at least some minute amount of carbs in here. From what I understand, less than half a carb per slice, and they can put 0 on the label, which I think is wrong. When it gets down to less than 1, they should put point carbs, 0.1, 0.2, but I digress. Anyway, we're going to get into this, see how it tastes, and see what it does to my blood sugar. So, here we go. Price comparison, you go to Walmart, you've seen my reviews for other breads, keto culture bread, oro wheat bread. I've reviewed many of the different kinds of breads, and this keto bread here, price point wise, a little over $4. It was $4.19. Most of the other ones start around $5, so, and they go up to $6, over $6, almost $7. That's where you're at on price point. Okay, so now let's do our little Keto Mojo before test. First, let's do the painful part and get us a little drop of blood. That didn't hurt so bad. Stick in there, squeeze out a little bit of blood. There you go. 116. I hope you can see that clearly. So that is our before test, 116. Now, we're going to taste test it, we're going to wait a half an hour, and we're going to do another blood test. As you can probably see, I'll get it up nice and close. Nice texture, soft. I can squish it down and it stays squished, just like real white bread. It's not like the old Aldi bread. None of the Aldi bread's like the old Aldi bread. It was real hard and thick and firm. This is a lot softer. So is the other. The other's changed since I reviewed it the first time. Okay, the crust was a little bit rubbery, but not real bad. Not much worse than regular white bread, regular like Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread's got a really dry crust, I always thought. Okay, so the white part tastes like white bread. It's soft, it squishes the same way, it tastes very close to real white bread except for one thing. You know when you bite into regular white bread and you get that instant little bit of sweetness when you first bite down? It doesn't have that. And I don't see how anybody could replicate that with a low carb, no carb bread, simply because what that is your saliva instantly turning the carbs in the bread into sugar right there on your tongue. There's no way to replicate that. Other than that, that little tinge of sweetness, this is Wonder Bread almost. I mean, it's really good stuff. So, let's check back in a couple of minutes, actually about 25 minutes, and we'll see what it does to my blood sugar. But first, let me finish eating it. But first, let me just compare this to a few other white breads that I've had. The Keto Culture that you find at Walmart, it's about $6 a loaf. Half again as much as this. This was a little over $4. This is very similar, but this is actually a little softer and has a little better flavor. It does have a tinge of sweetness to it, even though you don't see any sweetener in the mix. Oro wheat, I didn't care much for oro wheat. It was hard, it was dry, kind of had a bitter aftertaste. I wasn't a big fan of it. But for me, if you're going to eat white bread, most of the time it's just something to keep your hands dry while you eat a ham sandwich, right? If I want really good bread, I'm going to get a good sprouted whole grain, multi-grain, and put butter on it, and I'm just going to take a meal off and eat that, which I haven't done since I started, but that to me is bread that you eat just for the sake of eating bread. Or rye bread. Don't forget rye bread. And if you really miss rye bread on keto, because nobody makes a keto rye commercially that I'm aware of, but you can make rye bread low carb that is almost exactly like real rye bread. There'll be a card right up there for that. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I make it all the time. So, that said, the only other bread I haven't talked about yet is the, what's the name of it? I can't remember the name of it. Sola bread. Okay, now let's talk about the one that's left, Sola bread. Sola bread beats this in flavor. It beats all other low-carb breads in flavor, as far as I'm concerned. But it's too light and soft and smushy to make a decent bread for anything other than French toast. And the slices are just so small. And they still 2 carbs. This is like almost 0 carbs. They have 2 carbs. But it is tasty bread. So if I'm going to make French toast, yeah, I might go get a loaf of Sola bread. Other than that, nah, it isn't worth it. It isn't worth the price. It costs more than this too. Okay, we're back. Now what we're going to do is the blood test again. It's been about a half an hour. Let's see how the Aldi bread did. Ow. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. Whoa! 142. That's not good. What did you do, Aldi? How did I go up to 142? All I had was 1 slice of bread, a couple sips of coffee. Not good, Aldi. Not good. Your other bread never had this problem. Wow. Other than that blood test, I was going to recommend the Aldi Keto white bread, but wow. That's 25 points. According to what I hear, that's not exactly a spike, but that's an awful lot for 1 slice of white bread. It's an awful lot for 1 slice of white bread. So, even though it's tasty and soft, sorry, I'm going to have to give it the thumbs down. But please give me the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, because we really like that here at Putnut's Kitchen. Helps us make more videos. Helps us to keep busy. So, Aldi, if you're watching, take this off the shelf and put back your multigrain, because it was the best tasting one in the orange package. And thanks for watching. Very surprising.
Hi, this is Putnut. If you enjoyed that, click right over here for more low-carb recipes and reviews. And if you love the channel, please click right here to subscribe. It really helps. And thank you very much for watching. Please be assured we here at Putnut's Kitchen appreciate every minute you spend with us.